Cosmic Legion's Anthophilees. I bought Flower Lover directly from Store Horseman during the initial pre-order. The figure was $37 with shipping at a whopping $16 for a total of $54 and then my local sales taxes on top of that. I love Mythic Legions, but wasn't fully on board with Cosmic Legions. Science fiction just doesn't grab me like fantasy does. Put a skeleton in there and I'm all over it though. Wall Tor the Mad is pretty sick as a one-off. Four Horsemen Studios has been doing Masters of the Universe tribute figures since forever. I passed on Adamon and Keltis because I already had the classics He-Man and Skeletor, but then they made Purplor and Kawaros and I kind of regretted that decision. A hulking purple Panther Man would have been awesome. I still ended up getting most of these when I started ordering the full waves though. These might be hit or miss with some collectors when they sit next to the rest of their figures in the line, but the highly saturated colors is appealing to me. That being said, if I didn't know these guys were referencing He-Man characters, Webstar, Stropos, Stinko, Foliage Man, and Entrapment Jaw might not be as appealing to me. So, on to Not the Bees. We get 3 pairs of hands, 2 weapons, wings with the connector, pauldrons, and an alternate head, with mandibles and antenna for that head. Articulation is Legion's standard, arms and ab crunch are lacking, but you get a good leg spread and ankle pivot. I thought this head had too much of a gap around the neck at first, but it wasn't bothering me once I started handling it. The wings are loose at the hinge, but hold position more or less in the back connector. I like the look of these wings a lot, it almost makes up for them being floppy. I wanted some flight poses, and I had some unopened Tamashi stands, which came in clutch. Except they were barely holding up Honey's weakest warrior. The arms weren't quite big enough, the weight was fine. The head has a neck hinge which helps flight poses. I would have preferred a deeper bend of the leg for those poses though. You wouldn't guess their favorite colors looks a bit stiff otherwise. Hands. There are item holding hands, open hands, and fists. These 3-fingered claw hands look cool but are a bit awkward. The long axe fits into the item holding hand, but it's also by friction and at an angle. As the hand moves up the shaft, it gets larger, widens enough that it fits there snug, but it's also expanding the hand a bit. I think it's okay long term, but the hands weren't specifically designed to be holding these weapons. I do like the hand holding the axe at an angle. I can get a forward thrust, and off to the side, or behind the back. Definitely thinking about Hildy from Soul Calibur with her spear. Maybe they did plan on the figure holding the weapon this way. I guess it's more of a halberd than an axe. Despite reusing the same parts for years and allowing you the option to mix and match parts, I still like the figures just as they are. Color goes a long way. I don't have the Sphexian prison guard, so the wings, hands, and both heads are all new parts to me. Ugh. Ay, this freaks me out a bit. For one thing, it's huge. The guard had that back piece to look larger. Without that, it's throwing me off. I respect insect spot in the animal kingdom, and their value in nature, but I'll fight like a scared cat to get them out of my general vicinity, which is made that much more difficult with all those tears in my eyes. Now, bees. I like bees. They're cool. They don't bother me. A bee can land on me, and I'm A-okay. A wasp can land on me, and I'm in fight or flight. So, this head. I've kind of come around on it once I got some poses. The lore of gives drone warfare a whole new meaning here says the Anthophilees are distantly related to the Sphexians. You'll notice this is actually a helmet and not their head, other than the mandibles sticking out. So this could be the battle helmet or the war face. I wasn't vibing with the base head either, to be honest, this old man looking head. But the closer I looked at it, the more I appreciated the sculpt and the detail that goes into all their figures, so I'm alright with either head. Stands about 7 inches tall and weighs about 7 ounces. Now, the most important metric. Does the pollinator get Buzz-Off treatment? Back in my day, many years ago, in a time without cable or the internet, Castle Grayskull was on sale at KB Toys, unbeknownst to me. My dad didn't want to get Grayskull and only have He-Man for my brother and I. He tells me most stores only had He-Man in stock. The other characters were harder to find. There was a single Tuesday morning in my city, which has since been closed down. One day, they had the leftover Masters of the Universe stock from who knows where. So many 2000X He-Man figures on those shelves. Not any other characters, just He-Mans. Except for this one Buzz-Off. The Ross Dress for Less next door that we were just in coincidentally had Ram Man. That was enough for my dad. My brother got Smash Blade He-Man and Ram Man, and I got Mega Punch He-Man and Buzz-Off, and then we went to the mall to get Grayskull. That was my first experience with He-Man. Not long after that, my dad sought out the original cartoon box set, and we watched through the entire series. We also watched the 2000 series through Netflix with DVDs in the mail. And we slowly added to the 2000X collection from odd clearance stores or from Brian's Toys? Wait, they're still around? It says Four Horsemen sculpted the 2000X line on Wikipedia. I didn't know that. I feel kinda dumb. I knew they worked on Motu, but I didn't know it was this line. My first Mythic Legions figures were 9 years ago. These two specifically. I went 9 years not knowing that. I'm so out of the loop sometimes. Buzz-Off, the homie. My guy, Ambrosia Connoisseur, Biga Chad? He's got the chin, stings like a bee, but doesn't hold up as a figure. You can't move this guy. I do still like this figure, don't get it twisted. Still a really cool sculpt, I still like these wings a lot, still a cool design for me. Personal attachment does stand the test of time. I can't really compare these two honestly, they're too different. But I do like seeing them side by side. I would absolutely let my kids play with both of these figures. Same with the Origins, and the Classics, and the Mega Constructs. Wait, I don't have any kids.
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
Other than for this video, I can't see all of these figures being together like this again. I can't, it's too easy. Waspinator Hater is more of the same from Four Horsemen. If you like them, you probably love them. If they're not for you, I get it. The articulation isn't astounding, but sufficient. And a lot better than I had. I think Four Horsemen Studios make good toys, and I'm all for that, especially when it's their own IP. We, the Council of Buzz-Offs, grant you honorary membership. Be seeing you, friend. Wherever you need us, we'll be there. Being as you're one of us now, I should—
Wait! We have not all cast our vote.
What do you mean, Mega Constructs, Buzz-Off? It's unanimous. Even you said so.
There is another.
And then it goes, I'm telling you, this guy is awesome. What's up, Lyos? The Buzz-Offs were meeting up. Yeah? Uh-huh. Lyos, is this about Fallon again? I told you, I double booked, man. Beathir is going where I thought Fallon could go. I messed up. This isn't about Fallon. Although that's still ridiculous. I'm here for another reason. Wait, Buzz-Offs? Dude, Mondo made a 1/6 scale Buzz-Off. It looks pretty cool. Yeah? That totally seems like something I would get. Uh-huh. Oh. Figure it out yet? Yeah. I couldn't figure out where to put the 1/6 scale Motu. I want him in a case, but the details were getting cramped because it's so wide, maybe you just set up a mirror, you clown. It seemed like a good enough time as any to open the Mondo Buzz-Off as I was already opening Anthophilees, but I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. To my knowledge, this is a new design for the head sculpt, and I really like it. He kind of looks like an orc, but he's a hulking bee-man, so I think it's kind of appropriate. I can't say I'll be using the classic head, but it does look pretty good. The claws are a bit of a novelty, they can't really hold anything. If I'm being nitpicky, I think the details could have been a little more pronounced. I don't know if it was intentional, but there's a certain softness on the limbs. I'm not even sure if I can articulate my point properly, but again, I'm being nitpicky. I always forget that Buzz-Off is supposed to be a spy, and the fact that they've made him as huge as he is now makes that really funny to me. Skeletor and his cronies will be hanging out scheming, and then they hear a super loud buzzing sound. The two ways I imagine that going down is A, they like Buzz-Off and they don't want him to feel bad, or B, they're gonna treat it how I think most people treat a bee at their front door. They keep the door closed and hope it goes away. They're all pretty much the same body, so while they might all have the same height and weight, a bee of that size right outside your front door is, yeah, it's gonna stay right there. It's gonna do what it wants. These big old bug eyes on the mask goggle helmet are funny as well, especially with that straight face. I like this honeycomb tech they got going on with the shield and the axe. There's some translucency there. If a frozen swordfish can be as good as it is in Monster Hunter, then I don't see why this can't be as well. That honeycomb tech is also in the wings. I only meant for this to be a short bit at the end of the video, but once I had it open, I wanted to talk about it. I don't know if I'll make videos on them one day, but I do have a handful of 1/6 scale Mondo Motu hanging around. The sheer size of Battlecat and Panther intimidate me. At your service, my queen, is good. I'm a happy camper. Can I be an honorary member? Sure, dude. You seem cool. You want a piggyback ride? Woo! Have fun with your toys.